as always, I'm here with a new video from you. This one will be a bit of a loose format video. I don't have a lot of guidelines for it, but I want to talk about my results in the second quarter of 2017. I could have made a similar video for the first quarter, but let's face it, I was just getting back to YouTube and I needed something to compare it to, and a lot of things changed for me this year, so I couldn't quite compare my first quarter of 2017 with the first quarter of the previous year. So now I have two quarters that I can compare and see how my progress went. I'm sorry we're still having this echo to accompany us during this video, but I promise I will be soon done with my, renovation work. God damn it, I just hate it. And I'm also here petting my dog because he's suddenly desperate for attention today. We'll see how that goes when I stop doing it. So, the second quarter was a pretty good one for me. Mostly sales, author events, and promotion-wise. Writing-wise, it was a bit of a fail in the beginning, in the middle actually. May was a terrible month, but I've recovered from that, and let's just see how I did. In what publishing is concerned, I did kind of okay this quarter. My goal for the year was to publish one book per month. It could be a short story or a novella or a novel. And in this quarter, I did pretty well. I released my gay science fiction novella, Angel's Feather, in May, and that one did pretty great. The sales were good. It was my bestseller at Birmingham Pride as well, and it continues to sell quite well right now, which is great. I honestly did not expect that for a science fiction book, because in gay fiction, science fiction is still a bit of a tough sale. This one worked, even if it is a bit darker and the first in a series, so people will need to read the next installments. It did great. In May, I released Dusk to Dawn, which is a gay contemporary, friends to lovers, coming-of-age story. It's the second in a series called Lover's Journey, which is actually a duology because it only has the two books, Dawn to Dusk and the new release, Dusk to Dawn. This was a very interesting book to write because it's set in Romania and it used a lot of my own memories from my school days and my university days and my time in Bucharest and, the issues our society faces right now. And the last release of this quarter, which was in June, was actually a bit of a cop-out. I had to release a bundle for the Lover's Journey series, and I did that. I released it in June, but it wasn't exactly fresh material. It was still a book released, and that happened on the final day of the month. So I almost missed the deadline, but I didn't. It worked well. In terms of drafting, because I have a schedule for when to draft certain things, I'm a bit behind because May was so bad. So the point of this year was to challenge myself to write every day. And from January 1st till April 30, I managed to do that. Then May came and everything went to hell because there was a lot of work to be done. I was getting ready for Birmingham Pride. I got a bit sick and not feeling well, so it all went to hell. And particularly after April, which was a very difficult month, I think I just hit the point where I couldn't go at my normal pace and I had to, tone it down. I started writing daily in early June and then kept going, but it did set me back in my drafting plans. What I'm working on right now is my second book in the Famous on the Internet series, and it features a famous travel blogger. I'm about 70% through that, and I want to finish it in about a week so that I have time to read through it and send it to my editor. And then I am drafting my second book in my gay werewolf series, and after that, a lot of other interesting things happen. Because of this decision of mine to take it easier with writing, because I just couldn't do it, my publishing schedule for the third quarter was a bit off, so again I'll have 2 releases instead of 3. But, you know, I worked around it and I'll do better next time. I have to learn to take my breaks and not push myself too hard, because writing is not all that I do. I have to, well, fiction writing. I write a lot for the other parts of my job, but you know, it tends to get a bit much at times, and I'm not very good at taking breaks. So if you take anything from this, you know, take your breaks. They help. In terms of promoting, I kind of stuck to all my plans. I had a big plan to be part of the Big Gay Fiction giveaway in May, and I managed to do that on time. Although I screwed up my my registration for the giveaway for the first time, luckily the 2 wonderful men organizing this helped me. And other than that, I had a clear plan for what newsletters to send when, which promotions to do when, and they all went well. I had a free promo for both Dawn to Dusk, the first in my Lover Journey series, and for Angel's Feather later in the month. And they both did well. There were a lot of downloads, which boosted my read in Kindle Unlimited actually, and it boosted my sales too. It also got me a few more reviews, which is always great. Starting with March, I think, so late first quarter, early second quarter of 2017, I started sending my books to an ARC review club, which pretty much is what you'd expect. You send your book, they download it, and then they post a review for it on release day or at a certain point in time, and that helped a lot. Having more reviews on the book immediately after its release has helped me sell more. And then in terms of sales, I had an increase of about 20%, 30% tops in the second quarter compared to the first quarter of the year. And compared to last year, because I can do that comparison, I actually made more than I made all of last year in the first 5 months of 2017, so I call that a major win. The thing that changed was that I took control of all my books. I had quite a few of them previously published with a publisher. Things didn't work out for me or the publisher and our relationship together. I had my books pulled out and the rights reverted back to me, and then I republished all of them on January 1st. So everything I did this year was just me and my plans and having complete access to my books. So that helped me boost my sales in ways I couldn't have before. What worked really well was offering a lot of free books, actually. Offering them for free for the full 5 days that the KDP Select subscription enrollment, allows you. That helped me a lot. First of all, I got in front of a lot of readers, and then they also reviewed or purchased other books. And a lot of them, you know, when you offer a book for free, people would sometimes just get it in Kindle Unlimited because that's what they like to and that's what they're used to, and it's just muscle memory at this point. So whenever I did a free promo, I noticed a huge spike in my page reads, and that helped. Being consistent about how often I publish on my blog, how often I release books, and how often I send my newsletters has also worked wonders for me. Where I failed is basically keeping up with my drafting schedule in May, and I'm trying really hard to improve my workflow and to allow myself to rest so I don't get into that headspace where it's just too much and I can't work anymore because I'm exhausted. I meditate more, which helps. I try to stick to a very strict schedule, which again helped a lot. So all in all, for me, this quarter was a huge win. I released the books I wanted to release. I had quite a few sales. Promotion-wise, it went well. I had planned to restart my YouTube channel, and I managed to do that. And so far, I'm pretty good at, posting once a week. I've just moved into twice a week for a while, and I'm experimenting with that. If it works, I'm going to keep it. And I try not to dwell too much on the failures. I try to learn from them and adapt and see what happens next. Now, for my third quarter plans, I have 2 releases scheduled. The Famous on the Internet sequel. Well, it's not a sequel, it's a second book in the series because the books are not related. The working title right now is Travel and Spice. I have a nice blurb design for this, and like I said, I'm about 70% into the book in terms of drafting it. It should be released in August. Hopefully nothing changes. And then in September, I should be releasing my second book in the Tales of the Werewolf Tribe series. The first book was Strength to Let Go, and that one did very well. That and Brotherly, the first book in the Famous on the Internet series, were my two books that made it to the all romance bestseller list before they went under, obviously, before they decided to close shop. So I always wanted to continue this series, but I had to wait for a bit until I sorted out what I wanted to do, if I wanted to stick with my publisher, if I wanted to go ahead and submit elsewhere. I also managed to change a bit my short list of publishing houses that I want to submit to. I've chosen two rather small independent publishers, and one is 9 Star Press and the other one is Ecstasy. I'm open to change though. I mean, I will try it out. If it doesn't work, I might decide to just keep publishing on my own. But I'm willing to try, and the plan is to keep it 70% self-published, 30% through a publisher. In terms of drafting, well, I'm planning on finishing the 2 books that I'm working on, and then I'm moving into the second book in the Flyer Chronicle series, which would be the follow-up to Angel's Feather. I know some people are looking forward to that. And I'm also working on a very secret and very interesting plan with my fellow author and friend, Aimé Brisset. We're probably going to co-write a mystery series, and that's all I'm willing to tell you about it right now. So far, outlining the series is the funniest thing ever. We've had tons of fun with it. We think it will be quite funny and interesting and different. But yeah, those are my plans for the 3rd quarter. I hope I keep up with them. I do split this into monthly goals and weekly plans and stuff like that, but I think doing a roundup video at the end of each quarter would work well for me on this channel because I have a lot more data to work with. Oh, and if you're looking for a tool to manage your daily tasks you have to do all the time, every day, and then add a to-do list to it, and then also have some habits that you want to build, and you can get assistance with it, I completely recommend Habitica. It's sort of a time management, daily task and routine management software paired with a sort of a game. You pretty much find pets, you hatch them, you go on quests and fight bosses and stuff like that, so it's super fun. But if you're competitive, if you like to be rewarded for stuff you do, and you need to keep track of everything you do, and you have a lot of repetitive daily tasks that just need to be doing, this will work great for you. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, I'm not getting any sponsorship. My channel is way too small anyway, and I promise to disclose that in the future if it's ever the case. But yeah, no, whatever I'm recommending in terms of tools here is because I love them. And I'm also, I completely forgot that. My other plan for this quarter is to investigate if I should invest into an editing software, something like Grammarly. I'm now looking at the pro version of Grammarly and a style writer. So if you have any experience with any of these, I would appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for watching this kind of rambly video. I hope it was somewhat useful to you. If you have any questions or comments, of course, the comment section is open to you all the time. Please like this video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you really don't want to miss any video from me, I suggest you click on that notification bell so that you get an email every time I upload. It's fine if you don't, you can just come refresh my channel page all the time, I'm fine with that as well. And if you need more updates from me, you can always find me on social, all the links are in the description. And if you want to check any of the books I've mentioned, there's also a link to my Amazon store, so I'll see you there.